Welcome to the Four Guys with Quarters show. With your hosts Inferno, Assassin, and Clownz.
I swear, at some point I will change that graphic so it doesn't say 8 p.m. anymore. Probably for next week, hopefully. I keep forgetting to do that, man. I keep forgetting about that graphic. But anyway, welcome, everyone. Four Guys with Quarters, episode 87 for May 12th, 2016. Almost at 100 episodes. I think we'll do something special on 100. I'm thinking. I don't know exactly what, but we'll come up with something.
You get to wear your Angry Birds,
Dude, my Angry Birds thing's right back there, ready to go for Halloween. It's like Taylor, I know you're not familiar, but for the past 2 years on Halloween, I've worn an Angry Birds hat on, well, it's not really a hat, it's like a mask. It's huge. It takes up the whole width of, like, my window here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but you'll see that on Halloween, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, we got a good show for you guys today. A lot of stuff's been going on. Hopefully we can get through these topics, bang, 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 not talk too much about some of the lower ones, but I feel like we got, I don't know, like 7 things that I've got maybe 6-ish. Talk about. HP North 44 says no Uncharted spoilers. We will talk about Uncharted first, but no spoilers, I promise.
Oh, it's so, you know what? It's so good it made Quantum Break go to a 6.
Still doesn't make any sense.
All right, hold on. We'll get into that in a second. Let's introduce the panel. Making his 87th straight appearance. Never misses, even though his Skype crashes every single time. It's ZPCI Assassin. What's up?
Hi.
We've got the newest member of our panel. Directly to his left, we've got Taylor, a.k.a. Zebra Fries, a.k.a. Zebra Fries. What's up?
Hello.
And last but not least, we have Italian Clownz. What's up, man?
Como sta?
Ooh, bringing out his ethnicity to the show. We always love that, of course. Even though I was speaking in Spanish earlier and no one understood what I was saying, but that was pre-show. Graphic God says no Uncharted anything. He's Uncharted out. Yeah, no, it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick, I promise.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, and I even crashed it with bugs on purpose. So good.
And of course, I'm Inferno 217. You guys know me. Love all of us. Follow all of us at our links below our videos if you're watching the video version. We appreciate that, and we tweet pretty often, so we'll respond to you and engage you in that great conversation about games made famous by Tim Dog and She-Wolf, I think. Something like that. Anyway, so let's just get into Uncharted first, since like that's the big news of the week, right? Uncharted's out. Everyone was talking about the trailers and the pre-release copies that went out to reviewers and the 10s and 9.8s and 9.5s and all that stuff, giving it a Metacritic of 94. Now it's at 93. I just checked like 20 minutes ago. On Metacritic, it's currently sitting at 93 now that a lot of the reviewers have gotten their stuff out. Almost 100 reviews. And a couple of us have played it. A couple of us have just watched a lot of stuff on it. So I'll let Clownz go first, since Clownz has played probably the most of it on this panel. So Clownz, go ahead and explain why you think it's great and why Quantum Break now has a lower review because of it.
Well, okay. First off, let me go into that why I think it has a lower review now because of blah, blah, blah. It's really because of this. You see, I gave Quantum Break like a high 7. And that was because I thought the graphics were amazing. And I thought it had a great story, but Uncharted beat the graphics and the story. So now Uncharted's got like a 9. Yeah, it's a good game though, in seriousness. It's a lot of fun. It does last a long time. Sorry, my mic was breaking up.
No
but
problem.
yeah, it took me more than I want to say like 16 or 17 hours to beat. and there's still plenty of stuff to go back and try to collect, try to find. And I just fell in love with the scenery, the graphic design, the way they did the story. I thought it was all good. The only downfall to the game is like it's comparable to the way they did the Deadpool movie, where it's like an Origins where you go back and forth between what's going on now and what happened before. Other than that, yeah, play it. It's great. I would love to spoil it, but I'm gonna try to cut myself off on that.
Cool. So you, just to reiterate, 17-ish hours to beat it all the way through? Kind of going at a brisk pace or slow pace? Are you taking in the sights? What were you doing when you were playing that?
I was taking in the sights using camera mode,
Cool.
looking at the sunrise, the skyline, the view, the beauty of the ocean, the smell of the water. Yeah, it was awesome.
The smell of the water.
The
Wow,
smell.
that's really a sense that I don't really get in video games, but I'm gonna leave that to you to get that sense from it. You know what I mean? It must be a really gorgeous game to get the smell of the water from it.
Yeah, definitely.
Graphic God says all I hear is blah blah blah. People are Uncharted out, but yeah, I mean we have to talk about it. It's a pretty big thing. It's a big release.
I gotta jump in here too because I forgot to tell you about the multiplayer.
Oh,
and
please.
this is where Graphic God would love to get down with this game. It's not just TDM. I thought they threw in multiplayer, and it was like in the beta, I was like, oh man, this is all right. It's kind of crappy. I don't like this mystical stuff. The mystical stuff I'm still not a huge fan of. But I will say, like, the multiplayer has, like, a lot of good points. It's got, like, TDM. It's got plenty of characters that you can add on. Plenty of skins to choose from. Horror packs, funny packs. You can add new mystical abilities. You can use your rope and swing in multiplayer. It's got captive flag. It's got domination. It's just, it's awesome. And it runs smoothly. Like, I'm really surprised. It really runs smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that was something that I liked in the beta. Obviously, I haven't played the full release multiplayer, but in the beta, that's something I did notice to be, a really positive thing about it. That 60 frames is pretty solid, and the experience, if anything, is just really, high end feeling in the way that it plays, and I'm glad that carried over to the full retail release, and I'm glad that it seems like it even got better than the beta, according to you, right? It's even better than the beta, in your opinion, right?
Yeah, because I slammed the beta multiplayer, if you remember. Like, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But now I'm in love with this. I rented the game from Redbox, beat it within, like, 3 Redbox rental days, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, man, I just love this multiplayer, so I went and dropped 60 just for the multiplayer.
Right. Cool. Well, I'll be on there soon enough. I'm probably gonna pick it up next week. Assassin, you get a chance to dabble in some Uncharted 4, or are you busy powering through the collection?
Oh, yes and no. I powered through the collection, all 3 games, just beat them.
Yeah.
I played one multiplayer match, and I'm a little upset because for the controls in like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, the grenades were like L1, reload was R1, and this one, grenades are R1, and reload is triangle. So I've been throwing grenades at myself, thinking it's the reload button. It's really pissing me off because I can't change it.
Wow, you're a spaz, kid.
Well, when you blow yourself up with a few grenades because you think it's a reload, yeah.
When in doubt, use that PlayStation 4 controller mapping support that they have, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's annoying to have to do that. I will agree with you on that, but I mean, I feel like if this is a continuing trend of suicide, then you might have to resort to going to the base level. And,
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So, other than killing yourself, good review on it, or?
The multiplayer is pretty solid. I don't know. I played a match and got my ass kicked, but
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, it runs smooth. It looks nice, and when in doubt, buy an RPG.
Nice. Taylor, so you got a chance to watch one of your favorite streamers play a lot of this game. So, what is your takeaway of Uncharted 4?
I've only seen story of it. They haven't done any multiplayer with it, but the game looks very pretty. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics are probably one of the better graphics that I've seen in any video game.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Fortunately, I won't ever be able to play it because I don't have a PS4.
Oh.
And I'm too poor to afford one of those.
Well, maybe down the road when the PS Neo comes out and the base model PlayStation is like $200.
Exactly.
Maybe you'll trade in all your Nintendo consoles and get it.
No.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
No. If anything, I'll just have that on top of it. You have to have Nintendo because of Megan.
Right. Yeah, that Assassin?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
And bacon flavored soda as well. Stack up that fridge.
Ew.
Have you had any of those since you bought those, Clownz?
I didn't drink the bacon flavored one yet. I was saving that to do on Vine or something to show everybody the deliciousness of it.
Oh, that would be good.
But I drank the cookie flavored cookie cream one, which was absolutely disgusting. And
Why did you buy any of these?
because they were there, and I just felt like buying them.
You'll learn.
They screamed at me. They're like, "Buy me!" So I bought them.
How much are they? And where do you buy them?
They're like, I want to say like $1.25
It's worth that.
at a Rocket Fizz.
Oh man. Well, anyway, on Uncharted, I think the graphics are amazing. Obviously, I mean, that's kind of like what everybody is, enamored by with this game. I feel like, a lot of people are, for lack of a better term, graphics whores, and they will overlook some flaws in a game because of the graphics. I think that's happened in some of the reviews, and people have had to own up to it on some of the big site reviews where they, admitted there were flaws and then gave it a 10. So, a game with flaws does not deserve a 10, in my opinion. So,
I have to agree with you because when I went into this game, I was intentionally looking for bugs because I love hacking video games, and I did find a couple. I crashed the camera in one scene, completely crashed the camera where I was moving the characters, but the camera wasn't moving. It was there.
Weird.
So I took a shot of that, and then I also did another thing where I found a little glitch in the wall, and I decided to wait for an enemy to jump through a window, and then after he did, because I knew there was a glitch by the wall, I ripped my arm inside the wall, grabbed the enemy by the head, took him underneath the map, smashed him underneath the map, and Nathan Drake went halfway, half his body was under the map while he was smashing this guy's head in the ground, and then he pops back up.
Oh my god. Oh wow. Yep, so yeah, people love their graphics. I understand. This game looks amazing. I mean, all my friends have told me that this looks amazing, and I do encourage people though not to just give a game Game of the Year because it looks great. Even though this game, has a lot of going for it. Obviously, we've heard that today on this panel, and a lot of reviewers have said really great things about it, but it's undeniable the game looks amazing. Whether it looks better than a lot of the, some of the stuff on Xbox One, people are debating it. I haven't seen it in person, so I can't say, but it looks like it's on par with stuff like Tomb Raider, and maybe even a little bit better than Rise of Tomb Raider.
I would say it's on par with The Witcher 3.
Right. Okay, The Witcher, yeah. So The Witcher as well. So yeah, Assassin, what did you think? Graphically, I know you only played multiplayer, which isn't quite as sharp as the as the single player, but I mean, it looks pretty damn good, right?
Yep, it does look pretty good.
Yeah. So that's the scoop with Uncharted. I mean, Clownz beat it. He doesn't want to give any. We don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but I'm sure we'll come back to this topic at some point. Maybe have Zaz on to talk about it, since he's.
Mooch is getting it too. He's gonna. I think it's the only game he's gonna buy on PS4.
No way.
But yeah, because he likes the Uncharted story. We just wish it was on Xbox instead. We wish that Xbox could buy it, but yeah. So I mean,
Nice.
Get his opinion on it too. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. In the YouTube chat, WTF Stick Figure says, remember when they gave multiple scores on reviews like gameplay, graphics, story, and etc.? I do remember that. Some sites still do that. Like Game Informer kind of still does that. I mean, not really because they do give a score, but they do, they do separate the commentary and their comments on the right side of their page. I don't know if they do it in the magazine anymore because I don't have the magazine, but on this site, if you look at the review, it does break it down, and I used to like that. I think they should still do that. Like, everyone should do that. Because this game, like, the graphics would be like an 11 out of 10. And, there's some bugs and some gameplay quirks, like the posting up is, in my opinion, not great. Like, it's the thing that I hate about Uncharted. It's the one thing that I cannot stand about the series, is, like, the cover system. So that wouldn't get a 10 from me, but...
I would say, though, like, if you love the Gears cover system, to me it feels kind of similar to Uncharted. It really does. Like, the rolls, there's no sliding. Like, you can't do that cheap slide that people do, like, from cover to cover.
Right.
That doesn't happen in Uncharted, but the rolling and the way you aim is very similar to Gears. I wouldn't be surprised if Uncharted kind of stole the idea off of Gears as a third person.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, Uncharted 4 is definitely better than the stuff I played in the collection, in terms of the cover system. But I think it's good that they're kind of like getting away from it because, right, like in Uncharted 4, it's like more tactical than the previous games. Like the first Uncharted was like pretty much gun blazing. Second one, same thing. Third one, I didn't play through, so I can't say.
Third one's the best one so far.
But it's like guns blazing, right? Like you go into a room and it's like you have to kill everyone. It's not like you don't like just go by them, sneak by them like you would in like Tomb Raider.
In the third one, there was, I think, compared to like the first one, the stealth was actually there, and it was less fighting.
Okay, all right.
Which I liked a lot better.
Yeah. I agree with you. It's not like Tomb Raider at all because Tomb Raider is more strategic.
Yeah.
This is more combat tactical where you just like duck, cover, shoot, throw grenade.
Right. So yeah, everybody, I encourage you to check out the game in some capacity. I mean, Clownz rented it for a couple days, and that's what you suggest, right, Clownz? I think we talked about this off air, that you would almost just suggest to Redbox it if you're not into multiplayer. But if you are into multiplayer, like maybe consider buying it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I'm not a big. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not a huge PS4 fan, so like I don't really buy a lot of games for the system. Mm-hmm. And I'm renting it, and I kind of like the multiplayer, and went out and bought it just for that.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So that's Uncharted. Taylor, anything else to say about this before we move on to a topic that you're gonna have a ton to say about?
No, I got nothing else on this.
All right. Here's something I know that's very near and dear to your heart that I wanted to go to next. Minecraft on the Wii U is getting a Super Mario edition. Whoa! Super Mario crossover. Xbox franchise having a Nintendo add-on. Holy moly. Doesn't this just excite you, Taylor?
I mean, it's cool, but I'm probably not gonna get it.
Taylor, it's got a whole Mario-themed world. It's got 16 Mario 64 tunes. Didn't you play Mario 64 back in your day?
Of course I did. And we bought it on the Wii U, and I have it on my DS.
See, there you go. So you'd love to hear these tunes while you're playing your Minecraft, right? It's free.
It would be cool, but then playing Minecraft on the Wii U, that seems like it would just be weird without like an actual controller or playing it on a computer.
Yeah.
And I can't play Minecraft unless I'm playing with other people. It gets too boring.
Yes. Agreed. Assassin, you excited for some Mario World, some texture and skin packs, all this good stuff?
I'm jealous. It needs to come to Xbox.
It's never coming to Xbox.
Yeah, it's not going to go to Xbox.
I think Nintendo and Xbox or Microsoft could work something out.
I gotta be honest with you. I think this was a great decision. As much as like I hate Mario franchises being like bastardized, if you will, and being, played out. This is this kind of like lended itself to a Mario theme pack. Like it's coming out on Wii U. It's late to the party. Minecraft was super late to Wii U. Finally comes to Wii U. A bunch of people buy it, and what are you greeted with is an expansion pack with all Mario things. Like, you know, a lot of Mario content. Like I was saying, you get the whole theme world. You get 16 Mario 64 tunes that play in the background. You get the texture pack, tons of skins. You can play, you know, obviously Mario, Luigi. Even like the PD Piranha you can play as. You can play as like the Hammer Bros. I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
You know, the one thing I will say is like, man, if I could ask Phil and the team that did the licensing for this, they'd be like, why couldn't you secure a license to bring those characters into the Xbox One or Windows 10 version? I'd love that, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
If it was on Xbox, I'd play it.
Isn't that sad though? Obviously, we're not gonna buy Minecraft on the Wii. Like you have a Wii U, right?
Yeah.
Taylor? Yeah. So you already have it on Xbox. I mean,
I have it on Xbox and I have it on my computer.
See, there you go. So like, I know people that buy like 2 versions of it. You know, I know people have it on PS4 and Xbox One. You know, kind of play with friends on each one or whatever, or like you said, like computer and Xbox One or what have you. But like, you know, it's so late to the party. I feel like people who like Minecraft already have it on some other platform because you can get it on everything. You know, you can get it on like Android and stuff now, on tablets. Like you're not gonna. It's sad that it came so late because I think this would be a big push for Wii U, but now Wii U is like essentially already irrelevant, which sucks. But I don't. It is free, isn't it? I think it's free.
Right. If you have Minecraft already on the Wii U, then this update is free.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's time to buy Minecraft on the Wii U.
There you go.
That's another like $10 I gotta spend. So I bought it on my computer, I bought it on the 360, and I bought it on the One.
Somebody please buy it for Zebra Fries. She would love to play it.
Maybe I can get Megan to play Minecraft then.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. You know how much it is for Wii U?
Yeah, $30. Right?
What?
It's $30.
You're kidding.
It's coming out on disc, $30, and that includes the Mario expansion.
Yeah, $30.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
Way to like screw it up. Like, it's so cool. You had to put like that Nintendo tax on it.
I know. It came out way too late. They did a cool thing with it, but it came out so late that everyone has it on every other platform.
Definitely. Yep. Very sad. I don't think there's much more to say about it. I want to play as Luigi, but I'm not going to be able to play as Luigi because I play it on Xbox One.
Would Dan be Mario?
And then get a Luigi skin.
Wait, what did you say? Say it again?
Would Dan be Mario?
Yeah, no, when we went out for Halloween, Dan was Mario and I was Luigi. Like, every time we went out as them two, we'd, like, carry actual monkey wrenches and stuff, like, actual tools. That would never fly today. Can you imagine walking up to a door today and walking up, like, in overalls and an actual monkey wrench? They'd call the cops. Like, you'd be arrested. They'd be like, oh, this little 6-year-old kid is trying to break into my house. What did you say, Assassin?
I said get it on the PC and get a Luigi skin because they're free.
That's true.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the same. I mean, you could probably find a mod that is Mario
Right.
on the PC.
Right.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't be as cool with the sounds and all that.
Agreed. Definitely agree.
So you get that Spotify up, play it in the background.
Oh,
No, that's a lot of work.
yeah, you're a jack of all trades, aren't you, Sassy?
Yep.
This kid's talking about Spotify in the background and everything. Meanwhile, his Skype crashes every single week.
Yep. Sorry.
Maybe that's why Skype crashes every week.
Yeah, right? All right, next topic here, kind of related. Disney Infinity is no more, ladies and gentlemen. There's no more Disney Infinity. 2013 to 2016, rest in peace. Toys to life games.
I can tell you why it's dead. I mean,
Do tell.
because they didn't do Darkwing Duck. If they started off with Darkwing Duck and DuckTales, it would have succeeded. But no, they didn't want to do that. They want to just throw out all these crappy characters. Like, who really wants Star Wars in that? Come on.
Who wants to play as Aladdin? I walked into the store when this thing first came out,
Me?
and you go and you play as. You want to play as Aladdin on Disney
I
Infinity?
would gladly.
Wow.
Gladly play as Aladdin.
I stand corrected.
Aladdin is like one of my favorite Disney movies.
He doesn't have any powers. What is he gonna do? Like throw
So-
his monkey at people or throw some apples? Like what the hell?
Sit on a carpet.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Call the genie out and Robin Williams is gonna like bite people's heads off? No.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
Oh wow, too soon. Too
Way
soon.
too soon.
So yeah, I mean,
Another 30 years before you can make that joke.
yeah, no kidding. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. So yeah, so Disney Infinity is no more because the company that kind of made Disney Infinity, Avalanche Software, not Studios, is now shut down. 300 jobs gone, like overnight, which is sad to say is a reality in the gaming industry. I mean, people kind of expect that. You could lose your job any minute, which sucks. We saw it with Lionhead, with the Fable Legends shutting down. $75 million, by the way, they wasted on Fable Legends. Did you guys see that?
Did
A
not.
lot of money.
That is a ton of money to waste on a game that didn't even come out. Anyway, back on Disney Infinity. So that company made Ultimate Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Trilogy, or assisted in making it. Yeah, so is this the end of like Toys to Life, or is Nintendo just gonna like take over and Skylanders is gonna keep coming out, or what do we think? Like, is this fad over now that this has happened? Don't everyone jump at once.
It might be, because Disney was such a big thing, and they have so many characters from so many people's childhoods for generations. And with Disney shutting down, it's kind of like a hint that this is probably going away.
Right. I feel like Disney Infinity 3.0 was the best of all those games I'd ever played. And when that one goes down, you know there's a problem.
The problem is that Skylanders destroyed that idea and concept because they milked the crap out of like these figures that they would sell. Like, oh, here's a new release. Oh, new figure, new one. Yep. No, they just put them out like, gee, I can't even describe. They just put a shit ton out at once, and they just ruined it.
I think it would have been a little more successful if they had just put out a game, waited 2 years, just kept releasing characters for it, and supported the original game. Instead, you got Skylanders, you got Skylanders Trap Team, you got Skylanders Swap Force, you got Skylanders Turtles in Time, you got Skylanders like washing the floor. Like, it's so many Skylanders games, and it's just absurd how many games they were pumping out. It was, like, you're right, Clownz. It was every single year there was a new one of these games. It's absurd. And Disney Infinity, kind of the same deal, except the old toys the new toys worked in the old, or the old toys worked in the new game, or something like that. I mean, I feel like Disney kind of like supported it better than Skylanders. Like Skylanders, it was such a new game every time. Yeah, the most recent Disney Infinity was like Star Wars themed a little bit, but I feel like releasing a game every year is what killed this. Is what really killed it. Assassin, thoughts on this?
Kind of not surprised because everything is really expensive for it, and I think Lego Dimensions is where it's at.
Ooh, Lego Dimensions. I kind of forgot about that.
At least with Lego Dimensions, you can take them apart, rebuild them, and have a little fun with them.
Yeah,
definitely. But they're probably. I imagine they're probably not going to last that long.
No, I mean it's expensive. I don't want to spend like $25 on like 2 little things.
Yeah, no, it is. It's pricey. It's pricey because the toys are ridiculously priced too. Like, unless you get them like in Black Friday, they're like $12, like $13. They came out like the retail like $15. It's absurd. Did you ever play any of these games or anything like that, Taylor?
I didn't. Did not.
Yeah. I feel like I mean, I know some adults that collect these things, like amiibos. I mean, I know a lot of adults that collect those, and those are kind of like along the same lines. But like Infinity, I feel like was such a niche like kids market, and I feel like parents maybe have been getting sick of the fact that they were releasing a new one every single year. And so that was the downfall. What were you saying? Sorry.
When companies do that, they release something like every single year. They start rushing products to get it out on time, and it doesn't ever meet the expectations of the previous one. And that is the downfall of a lot of companies.
Yes.
They rush, and they put all of their creators and people behind the scenes, they put them in such a rush mode, and they start to kind of short out, for lack of a better term.
No, true. It's true. It's true. Like, these companies need to, like, a lot of these game companies need to take the pressure off of their developers and stuff, and not be so, I don't want to say greedy, because I don't think it's greed all the time. Like, I don't think Disney Infinity as a franchise was greedy. But they, like, one person starts the trend of releasing these games every single year, and then the other ones are like, oh, well, now we have to do it. And so, like, Skylanders was doing it, so Disney Infinity's like, oh, we got to do it now. And it was, like, getting stale, I think. I think it was just getting stale. And then you get games with, like, bugs and that play like crap. Like, Disney Infinity 2.0 was trash. Like, I played that on both Xbox One and Wii U. And that game was awful. Compared to 3.0, it was awful. And so, like, people are getting the opinion that, like, oh, they're just pushing this for money. You know what I mean? Like, if you get a game that's trash and it's a yearly release, and they're trying to sell stuff like toys on you and stuff like that, and it doesn't play well, you're like, oh, these people are greedy. Even though they may not be, like, greedy per se, it may, they're trying to keep up with the trend, but I don't know. In my opinion, good riddance. I was kind of sick of seeing these things in the electronics section. Walking in to go see my games, I'm seeing these toys everywhere. Like, great, let me buy the little fox or raccoon or whatever from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, come on. All right, anything else on this before we move on?
I don't think so. All
right, that's a no. Dylan's like, I don't think there is.
If Graphic God's listening still, I got an idea for a shirt design. He could put a Skylanders figure peeing on Disney Infinity.
Yes. Especially if Skylanders comes out and does insanely well now that there's no competition from Infinity. That would be perfect. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. I think it's only a matter of time that Skylanders kind of falls off the planet Earth as well. All right. Let's go to another, like, quick hitter. Street Fighter V, the savior for the PS4, once touted as one of the best exclusives ever arranged, if you will. Remember when this came out and the news came out that it was coming to PS4 and PC only, and everyone was like, rabble, 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 not coming to my Xbox One, PlayStation 4 for the win. And it only sells 1.4 million copies across PC and PS4. It misses its 2 million unit projection by first quarter of 2016. So I'm going to say that was a flop.
Yeah, I called it. You remember when we talked about it? I said that game looked like crap and it was going to suck. And then those reviews came out where, like, the people voted down the game and all these reviewers voted up the game and the whole story didn't even come out. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, I called it all the way through. People should just listen to me on my game opinions. I'm always right.
That's why you're on 4Guys, for those cutting edge right opinions, dude.
I know.
No, but I mean, you're 100% right on this one. After I was like kind of looking to get this on PS4, and then the beta came out, and I played that, and I'm just like, yuck. I think it was me and Assassin and Party. I'm like, dude, this game sucks. Like, this is not good. This is not what I remember from, like, Street Fighter 4 on the Xbox 360. Loving the hell out of that game. And then it comes out and has no content. like comes out, it doesn't even have a proper like story mode. The stories for the characters were like 5 minutes long. It doesn't have like an arcade mode. Yeah, so the Capcom CEO actually admitted in a conference call, I guess, that the game definitely needed some more content, more polish before releasing, and they kind of made a mistake on that. And I think, as with everything, the negative press kind of led more to its downfall as well. I mean, yeah, the game didn't have a lot of content, but I think the press knocking it so badly when it came out as well didn't do it any good.
Well, I could tell you exactly what's going on at Capcom. The reason why they pushed this out the door is because they were hoping that it would make some bank for them, because they got nothing that's pulling in bank. I mean, the last great thing that they really made was Resident Evil, and then 6. They even made Resident Evil 6, and look at that. That's like lowball. Was it like $20?
Yep.
So what kind of crap are they pushing out now? And they were hoping that Street Fighter is just gonna hold them together on their resales of Mega Man in between, but
Yep.
I mean, they're at the point where they should just sell Mega Man to like Xbox and just be done with the company.
Yep, they missed it. They missed it big time on this, and you're right. Resident Evil is their bread and butter. It's the only thing that I think. I mean, yeah, they've got Dead Rising, but that doesn't make them the kind of money Resident Evil does. So I think they need, now that Street Fighter is like officially failed, I think that they need Resident Evil franchise to do whether that be Chronicles or RE7 or the new Umbrella Corp shooter game that's coming out. They need that to kind of resurrect them, or they're screwed. I think they're done.
I get a lot of angry messages from PS4 fanboys too when I first talked down on Street Fighter, when I was like calling it that wasn't gonna do good.
Yep.
I got DMs from people telling me that I'm a effing idiot because Street Fighter's a competitive game and people go like MLG competition. Well, where's the MLG competition of 1.4 million copies? You think MLG is gonna pick this up? You guys lose, I win.
Yep, you're right. No way. They had a big, huge booth, like the size of the Pro League Rainbow Six Siege booth at PAX. And the Rainbow Six Siege Pro League at PAX, like that you couldn't actually play anything. You just watched the Pro League happening. That booth was packed, and this booth for Street Fighter was dead. Consistently through PAX. So that just says something, for sure. But yeah, you were right, Clownz. I will give it to you. People in the Twitch chat, RIP COD. We're talking about RIP Street Fighter and Capcom, not COD. Almost 2 million dislikes on COD on Twitter. I mean,
that's right, family dogs. Get the funeral procession ready. The memorial's about to happen.
That's right.
October 18th.
Assassin's gonna be a pallbearer. He's gonna be carrying that casket, crying. He's gonna need his hanky for the COD funeral.
Wow.
Assassin's very angry about the negative likes on that, the dislikes.
I can see why people hate it, but I don't know. I think people are overreacting because it was just campaign only.
Right. And people just go on there and hit dislike just because other people, you know what I mean? It's like, probably like kids at school being like, oh my god, you see how many dislikes are on this? Like, go give it another one. The kid's like, alright, and don't even watch it, and they click dislike, so.
I actually watched the trailer. And the only thing that I really liked about the whole trailer was the song that they used, because it was by David Bowie.
Nice!
It's like the only thing that I really cared about in that trailer.
Now, doesn't that deserve a thumbs up, Sassy? David Bowie.
No.
Wow.
I would give it a good thumbing up.
Witty in the YouTube chat says all them dislikes, but it'll sell over 20 million. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is where people come from, like Rand included, Randolph Thor 19, saying dislikes don't mean jack shit because it's still going to sell a ton of copies.
Well, as I said earlier, and I said this too, again, I think on the last show, but I think the dislikes are botted. I don't even think it's really people.
Right.
I don't, but I can't tell if Activision's doing it to give themselves bad press, or if Battlefield devs maybe possibly did it as a ha-ha, as like a laugh in their face. Because the Battlefield 1 likes are like skyrocketing, Assassin said. So
yeah, we'll get to that.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right, last words on the Street Fighter thing. Are you guys... Clownz clearly isn't surprised. Assassin or Taylor, you guys surprised that a big franchise like this is bombing so bad?
Well, with the Capcom CEO coming out and saying that it was missing content, it means they rushed it again.
Yep.
People just keep rushing content to try and make money, and then they do a poor job with it. And it's not going to sell if you rush things.
Yep. Very obviously rushed. Like, when you put a fighter out that doesn't have a proper, like, some sort of story mode and some sort of arcade mode, like, you screwed up. Like, you're just trying to put it out, clearly. Because then you put it up against stuff like Mortal Kombat X, and you're just like, okay, well, one is for big boys and one is for, you know, people who are just like Street Fighter loyalists. Like, one is the better game for sure, and it's Mortal Kombat. Going back to the Call of Duty thing, Sobsky in the Twitch chat says, didn't actually mind the COD Infinite Warfare trailer. It looked like a good game, just a really bad COD game. And yeah, we talked about that a little last week, Sobsky, about, you know, if this were a different game, might have done better, but because it's COD, like, people are giving it, you know, some negativity.
I mean, like Star Trek, you know, space warfare might have done good.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So something that's more appropriate for space, it would have looked good. People would have been like, oh, wow, smooth transition from boots on the ground to space. Wow, this is cool. Like, this is exactly what we wanted. But because it's COD, they're like, meh, I want my Modern Warfare. I just want Modern Warfare. Assassin, last word on the Street Fighter thing.
Still surprised me that their story is coming in DLC later on. Like,
it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, at least they admitted it. Like, it would have been so stupid if they were just like, oh, well, we don't know why this is happening. Like, it'll sell better once the story comes out. Wink. Like, great. Story should have been out in February when the game came out. Abiel Rosado in the YouTube chat says, mostly all PS4 exclusives are rushed. Look at the order of 1886. That
was a good movie, some people said.
I don't think Uncharted 4 was necessarily rushed. I wouldn't call that rushed.
No, because that got pushed back.
Yeah, so that got delayed. The order, I'm not even sure was rushed either. I just think they were, like, misguided on what they really wanted. Like, I think they wanted that movie sequence. Like, I think they thought that their 5 to 6 hour movie was worth it, was what people wanted. And I think they just missed the mark. I think they just misinterpreted what people wanted. So I'm not sure that was rushed, really. Do you guys think that was rushed, the order of 1886?
No.
No.
Probably
They
not.
just wanted to show off the graphics and what
Right.
the PS4 could do and sell it to us for $60.
They were just conceited idiots.
Right. No, but, I mean, a lot of games this gen in general have been rushed. Clearly. Like, the first month and a half of this generation was a mess with games being rushed. Even 2 years. Like, Unity? Please. Even...
It's so buggy.
Yeah, right? Unity is just awful. Well, they made back for it with Syndicate, but it's, you know,
Yeah, they did.
it's like that thing with psychology though, that like once you do something bad, you need like 5 or 7 like good things in order for people to universally be like, all right, you're good again. You know what I mean? Like, people still don't let Assassin's Creed off the hook for Unity. Clearly, I mean, we're talking about it being bad, and Syndicate was really good.
Well, after Syndicate, I forgive them for Unity. I feel like they made up for it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the right thing to do. Essentially, it's because they admitted that they screwed up with Unity, but like people are still bringing that up. Like, oh, you can't trust Ubisoft because of Watch Dogs, because of Unity. You know what I mean? It sucks, but it happens out there. But I agree with you. I think because of Syndicate, like, you should be able to forgive them. Like,
those critics that downplayed Watchdog reviews, like those big critics that downplay Watchdog reviews, and then they go and give Street Fighter great reviews. What a bunch of morons.
Yep.
Because Watch Dogs is way better than Street Fighter.
Yep.
Just saying, I just want to put that out there.
Nope,
so
you're
if
right.
you're reading these critics and these reviews and you trust them, Send him a box of poop in the mail. That's what I would say.
I actually do have a box of poop upstairs. Oddly enough, they were selling a box of bullshit. Who was doing that? You know that game Cards Against Humanity?
Yep.
Yeah, they were selling boxes of bullshit, and my brother bought one. I'll have to show it off on the next episode. I have it upstairs. It says on it that it's shit. Like, it's actually a box of shit.
Nice.
And my brother actually paid money for it, so it's probably hard as a brick right now.
So what you're saying?
He bought like a year ago, at least.
So what you're saying is I could take a dump in a box and put $20 on it and sell it on Amazon.
Well,
Nope.
They advertised it as a box of bullshit, but people weren't like, people are calling their bluff. They're like, it's not bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it's probably like a box of something. They probably it's something really awesome, and they're just calling it bullshit, whatever. Like, you'll get it and be surprised. Nope. Gets it in the mail. Like a little box, maybe like that big right there. Bullshit. So, of actual shit. I'm not even kidding you.
From a bowl?
From a bowl. Yeah, from a bowl. Yep.
Wow, we need to come up with something like that. Make money like they did. That's ingenious.
I know. All right, Street Fighter. We kind of beat that to death, so we're moving off of that. Something on the YouTube chat. Yeah, Witty says it's why I'll never upgrade first year of a console gen because of the lack of games and the unpolishedness, if you will, of games in the first year or so of a console generation. And I think that's what I think a lot of people were reluctant to upgrade because of that. I agree with you on that, Witty. I mean, I did it because I went the latest greatest thing, but a lot of the games are just absolute shite on these consoles in the first year. Like, not good. All right, next topic. Let's see what we got. Let's get to something really positive. Let's get to EA. And I can't believe I'm saying EA is positive.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Are we going to get into the Peter Moore?
Yeah. Oh, you want to get into Peter Moore first? Let's get into Peter Moore first.
Let's talk about that moron.
We'll end the show on a bang with the EA. We'll go to Peter Moore first. Peter Moore came on record recently and said, so you guys all know and love Peter Moore, right, Assassin?
Sure.
Anyway, so Peter Moore goes on record and he says that there's going to be no consoles in the future. And a lot of people have been talking about this. I know Xbot, our boy Xbot, has said that in the future there will be no consoles, that it'll just be streaming to your TV. And you'll just have a controller and you'll just have a TV. And it'll be completely streaming. There'll be no intermediate box. And Peter Moore kind of thinks the same thing. He says, I'm not sure there will be consoles as we know them anymore. If you and I want to play Battlefield 12, so obviously this is like way in the future, against each other, we'll just jump into a game via whatever monitor we happen to have in our homes. It'll be on a chip rather than a box. So like you'll be able to transfer it from your TV, or you'll be able to play on your TV, or like there'll be a computer monitor and I'll have a chip in it, and you'll just be able to play wherever, essentially. So I mean, Peter Moore used to worked for EA, worked for EA Sports. He worked for Microsoft. So I mean, this guy is, for people who don't know, I mean, he is, an industry veteran. So does that mean his opinion carries a little bit more weight?
No, he's just a moron. I hate to say it, and I'm sorry if you're offended. And I'm very sorry if you're offended, because I know like some good people at Microsoft probably worked under him, and I love a lot of the guys at Microsoft, and it's no offense to them. But let me tell you what's wrong with this console thing. Number one, it's greed motivated. Number two, the service provider is the one making the big bucks. Number three, the devs, it's going to end up like Walmart, like, telling Clorox how much they are going to pay for like crates, because if everything goes to a service-based streaming, there's only a few companies that would do it, and they're going to like downsize the price on the devs. Number three. Number four, you're going to have to, there's two types of hacks that people can do on these services. Number four would be like when you rip a Netflix movie or stream, You could do the same thing with these game streaming services. All you would have to do is know the license key or the encryption method that they use, create a VPN, set up your laptop as the VPN, spoof that as a service provider on your router, and bam, you have unlimited access to the games, offline mode. And number five would be like those great Chinese and Russian hackers. If they rip the whole servers, right, create a duplicate, like almost like a spoof site, and then say like if Sony's charging you like 40 or $50 a month to access these things, these hackers would probably charge you like $15 a month, and it'll be the same library, just with a third-party illegal service that you couldn't trust with your life. But, I mean, these are the things that we're looking at with these types of possibilities in the future. So, Peter Moore, you're greedily motivated, and yes, you're going to bring on a lot of DRM hackers against you. It's a bad idea. Scrap it right now.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the point about the hacking is a very interesting one that is not getting a lot of attention when people talk about this. But I think the possibility is definitely there. I think what you're saying is true with that. I think that I mean, if you're streaming it and you spoof, your TV or your receiver box or whatever, receiver chip or whatever, I mean, I think it's dangerous. I think it's really dangerous. Witty says in the chat, doesn't surprise me because software is what makes money, but reckon won't be till games are digital only, and that'll be years or decades off. Yeah.
I think we're looking at the possibility of not next gen, but the gen after that being streaming services only, because look at PlayStation. They're already pushing it now. Like, you can get a Blu-ray player from Sony, and it's got PS Now on there.
Right. So the obvious connection is to Sony, because Sony's already done with PS Now, albeit that service kind of sucks, in my opinion. As cool as the idea is, it sucks. Like you just said with the Blu-ray player, they want to build it into their TVs. They want it everywhere. Kind of the same idea what Moore's saying, but just on the PlayStation side. So you're thinking, Clownz, you're thinking like this, if this is going to happen, it's going to happen sooner than Witty thinks. It's going to be pretty soon.
Yep. I think we'll see it. Yeah, we'll see it within the same lifetime as Yoshida still being CEO and as Phil Spencer still being CEO of Microsoft. I think it's not going to be next gen, but the one right after that, because gens are moving fast. We're talking like, I want to say gens are going to be moving every 3 to 4 years.
Yep. We've got something in the YouTube chat that kind of addresses your point about hacking, Clownz. Ruben Delgado says, if it went to all streaming, it would never be $40 a game. It would be like they'd all have services like EA Access so cheap that it would make no sense to bother hacking. Do you guys agree with that? Do you think?
Well, sorry to cut you guys off.
No, please.
I want to answer Ruben. I can see what you're saying to avoid the hacking issue so that hackers wouldn't see money in it. However, the Chinese or Russian hackers or third world countries where they could get away with stuff like this, they would still create mimic sites and charge cheaper and undercut the same service provider. And the other thing is, on the other hand of that, if EA charges so cheap, how are the devs going to make money? Like Insomniac Games with like Ratchet and Clank. I mean, they're not going to make that, per disc kind of money anymore. They're going to just be making a small license fee. Right. So, I mean, you got to look at that too. I mean, I'm sure a lot of devs will not be happy about services being so cheap.
Right. And that's the argument against like Spotify and stuff. Like with Taylor Swift or like Adele, like not wanting to be on streaming services, because if they can't, if it comes to streaming services as quickly as it comes to like CD or whatever, they don't make as much money according to them, so they don't want to do it. Will developers pull out and be like, no, not doing this because the money's not there, like you're suggesting, Clowns, or like we've seen in the music industry as a good analog. Yeah, I think you got a good point. I think you have an excellent point. Taylor or Assassin about this? What do you think about this? No consoles in the future. I feel like it's just been me and Clowns talking back and forth here.
It's gonna be weird. Just gonna throw that out there.
Do you think it's coming like soon or
No.
No.
Unless we have like 1 million download and 1 million upload or whatever.
Yeah, so that's the barrier, isn't it? Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I know what Assassin's speed is. Not that great. No offense, Sassy.
Well, maybe in like 3 months or whatever.
Right? Yeah, maybe you'll be the best out of all of us, right? When that AT&T fiber comes to your area.
Yep.
Taylor, what is your? Do you know what your internet speed is, like offhand?
Oh God.
Because mine is.
I don't know what it is.
Where I'm at right now, it's like 100 down, 100 up. So that's pretty good. Like, you should be able to stream games on that, but I still have problems with PS Now, and I'm not sure if it's my internet connection or if the service just sucks. Because my internet is fast enough to do PS Now. It should be fast enough.
Yeah, I have no idea what my internet speed is.
Right.
Not checked that for a long time.
Right, exactly. Clowns, yours is 100 down and 100 up now, isn't it?
Well, no, I had to complain because they jacked it up since Verizon sold the Frontier, but
Jeez.
It's like with them trying to compensate with a quantum router, it's like 65 up, 65 down.
Okay, but 65 up and 65 down should be good enough to play these games now, like PS Now, right?
Yeah, and there's still an input delay, like 1 millisecond or 2 milliseconds.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a delay. I've noticed it myself, and I think the majority of the U.S. doesn't have 100 down, 100 up. I don't think it does. So this is not gonna. I don't think this is gonna be viable anytime soon, unless internet becomes cheaper or everyone is like entitled to internet. Like, there's countries over in Europe, like in Finland, for example, it is a constitutional right to have internet. Like, you get 100 down, 100 up for free in Finland. Everyone.
Well,
That's
I'm about to move to Finland.
yeah, I think also at the end of the year they give money to their people, the government excess treasury. Yeah, I like those kind of socialist countries. But, Assassin's area, they're going, I think, to what, like 1 gig
Fiber,
up?
yeah, 1 down, 1 up, yep.
Yeah, something like that. So, and then Verizon's redoing Boston for a whole another level of fiber optics. So I think the U.S. is kind of getting ready on that level.
That would be great. And I think until they do, this isn't going to happen. Like, I mean, I don't see that happening in the next 2 years. Maybe like in the next 4 years, but
I think I could see half of the U.S. being done in the next 2 years.
yeah,
I got to be honest with you. I think that some of the lines are already there.
Yeah.
And they just haven't activated them.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Assassin or Taylor, would you guys be interested in doing this if you could play it, or are you against this kind of thing? Like, if your internet was strong enough and whatever, would you be interested in this? Like, would this be a new way to get your games that you would be willing to do, or?
I would wait a while until, because same thing with consoles, I wait a while to get it to let all the bugs and stuff work themselves out. And it just seems like there would be so many more bugs with this because I don't know why. You're just downloading things from the internet just straight onto your TV. That's just weird to me.
Yep.
It's weird to me.
Right, and even for me, like Netflix and stuff, like Netflix buffers for me. Mm-hmm. No matter where I'm at, like if I'm at my old apartment where that has FiOS, it buffers. If I'm at my new apartment with Comcast, it buffers. Like it still buffers every once in a while for me. So like if I'm playing a Call of Duty or a Battlefield or something online competitive multiplayer, and I get a buffer and someone else doesn't, like that sucks. You know, it's just not. I know that can technically happen now. Because, some people like have poor routers or have, shitty internet that can time out or whatever. But like the likelihood of it happening with streaming services, I think is just going to go up and up and up. So,
I'll
Right.
give you a pretty bad idea, Inferno. Just DDoS the catch servers.
Nice. New that's like a new take on a lag switch from back in the day. Remember those? People used
Yeah,
to throw their lag switch.
except you're doing it to the buffering servers,
Right.
the ISPs.
Right,
Yep.
right. Witty in the YouTube chat says physical dominates market, won't change to digital until pricing changes. Yeah, so this is gonna have to be a lot cheaper. I agree, because people want to own things too, right? Like if you buy a digital game, you own it. You own the game. Less extent as physical, but you still own it. Like you bought it, you'll have it forever. With these streaming services, I'm not sure it's gonna be like that. I think people are gonna fight against it because they don't actually own anything with a streaming service. So,
And at the end of the day, how are these multi-million-dollar dev studios going to make a lot of money off it?
yep.
Because I'll
They
tell you
won't.
one thing, I'm not going to be paying for a service and then have to play ads to compensate for these guys to make money. I will definitely put some things on my end to bypass the ads intentionally.
Nice. Good old ad blocker pro.
Yeah.
So Sasson, last word on this. Are you interested in this if this comes about?
I'm not a big person for change, so if they have like something like PlayStation Now or something, where you could, have the service and then still have discs, I might give it a try, but not go full blown. Here's my money.
Okay, here's a hypothetical for you.
Yep.
$30 for every new release.
I would still have to test it out. I mean, if it's crap, I'd rather spend the extra $30.
Right. Thud Oof in the YouTube chat makes a good point. He says, "Don't like digital. I'm playing GameCube right now." Wow, shout out to you. How would you buy a game 10 years down the road that you didn't get to play? Yeah, they'd have to keep those on servers and backlog for 10 years. I don't think that would happen. Like, I think these people would just run out of space eventually, and they're not going to keep games 10 years down the road on servers.
Well, I mean, if you look at technology and how fast it's advancing, I mean, like, hard drives keep increasing in space, and they find ways to, like, maximize hard drives and speed them up. I mean, just look at the fact of how long ago we used to have to stick a cartridge in that was read-only, read access memory
Yes.
for games.
Yep.
And look, I mean, they couldn't even hold that much. And
Right.
now look at today. So I think, as we progress, their servers are going to get larger and larger. And I think they'll be able to hold a lot of games. Will they hold all of them? Probably not, because they're only going to choose, like, massively popular ones.
Right. It's a good point, yeah. I mean, with the progression of storage and stuff, like, people buying, like, 8 terabyte hard drives for their PC, like, it's nothing these days. Like, that was unheard of 2 years ago, so... Yeah, I mean, by the time this is mainstream, I mean, storage is probably going to be, way cheaper, and, I mean, they're just going to reach new limits on it. So...
Yeah, I mean, I still remember when hard drives were, like, megabytes.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yep.
I remember installing Mega Man X on like a floppy drive that was like less than 2 megs. That was I compressed the hell out of it, but I was able to do it.
Yep.
Those were the days, right? Those were the days. All right, anything else about this Peter Moore thing? I think we killed it. I think we know he's kind of a kook about this. Not happening anytime soon. All right, last topic before we bounce out of here is EA. We'll end it on a high note. EA is kind of killing it right now, guys. They're kind of announcing some pretty cool stuff. I mean, people are on the fence about whether or not the EA Play event that they have instead of their typical E3 conference and booth. They are kind of weary on that. They don't really like the fact that EA is doing a separate event, even though it's letting people play the games. So yeah, they're doing something separate from E3 kind of, but at the same time, they're announcing some really good stuff. Like really, really good stuff. So Battlefield 1, obviously, we talked about that last week on the show. That is, I don't know how many likes that's at right now, but when I captured this image, it was at 1,000,000 397,720 likes on that trailer, which I think is the most liked video game trailer ever. I think.
I think it's the most like trailer.
Most like trailer in general. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is insane. Like, people are really hyped up for this. They did a really, really nice job on the trailer. We all really liked it. We all, gave it amazing scores back a week ago, not even a week ago. So, Battlefield 1 looking amazing. We've kind of talked about that at length, so I don't think we're going to talk about that again. Just want to mention that it's reached that milestone. But here's something that kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. Battlefront 2 is already coming out, Assassin, next year.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Tell us what you know.
Well, it's coming out in 2017, and it's going to take stuff from the newer movies, So I'm not too big fan of that. Well, the movie part I am, but coming out next year I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, isn't that soon? Like, we waited so long for a Battlefront game. Now it's almost as if like they're gonna just release one every year. I mean, yeah, it's every 2 years it's technically 2 years for this one, but well, depending on when it comes out. If it comes out in March, it's only a year and a half. If it comes out in November, it's 2 years. So, yeah, bigger and better worlds. Apparently, they kind of took the feedback about some of the worlds, some of the environments not being expansive enough on the current Battlefront game, kind of feeling like the same thing every time, even on the bigger game modes like Walker Assault and stuff like that. Kind of, even though the maps are kind of large scale, it's segmented to a point where people kind of do the same thing over and over on those maps. So they took that feedback, and they're making the maps bigger. And like Assassin said, more from the new movies. Which is that something you want, Assassin, or was the old trilogy stuff all right with you?
It would be nice for them to branch out instead of just covering 3 movies. Like, it would be nice to cover every movie, not just 3.
You think like you're gonna be able to play as droidicas and stuff like that?
I don't think they're going to go into episode 1, 2, and 3. I think they're probably going to just stick, especially when they only have like 2 years of making this game, not even.
Right.
So stick what they have, and then they don't have to spend years. Like that E3 trailer where they just sat there and took pictures. That was a really boring trailer. But
right. Going back to the Battlefield 1 thing really quick, Ruben Delgado in the YouTube chat says, best trailer. The Battlefield 1 trailer is the best trailer I saw since the Halo 5 one with Locke's team. Yeah, so that says a lot. Like, people are really loving the trailer. So, I mean, obviously it's got a ton of likes, but I mean, if you watch the trailer, if you haven't watched the trailer and you watch it, you'll understand what the hype is all about. I mean, it's a really good trailer. All right, so Battlefront 2 stuff, Taylor or Clownz, how do you feel about a new Battlefront coming so soon? And is it really a good thing or bad thing, or what do you guys think?
I'll let Taylor take it away.
Oh god, I am gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't care about Star Wars.
Oh my!
Excuse me.
Yeah, what did I just hear? What did I just hear?
I even talk to you.
Yeah, that's it. Next week we're having someone new on, guys.
Yep. Goodbye.
Are you serious? You don't like Star Wars at all?
I've tried watching them, and the closest thing I came to it was watching like the little cartoon that they had.
Yeah.
And it was like about Anakin before he became Darth Vader or whatever.
Whoa, spoilers. Holy shit, Assassin.
Wow.
Spoilers for like a 30-year-old movie.
Not only does she not like it, but she'll go ahead and spoil it. Oh my god,
Wow.
Excuse
Well,
me.
it's not 70s.
Wow.
Not a spoiler anymore.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I have to look what happened to Disney Infinity, right? It's because they were pushing their Star Wars thing. Everybody's like, no, we don't like it. Screw you guys. We're not buying. So maybe Taylor's onto something here. Maybe you guys should listen to her advice. In all seriousness, though, as one of the biggest Star Wars fans who knows nothing about Star Wars,
Assassin went to correct you, then he's like, yeah.
I will say, I mean, I'm excited for this game as like a first-person, third-person kind of shooter game. If anything, I thought the graphics were pretty decent.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to bode well. I mean, I told you guys that from the launch, and nobody agreed with me. Like, oh no, it's going to be awesome. And I was like, no, it's probably not going to do awesome as far as like longevity or whatever. But I think Battlefront 2 is where they're going to fix all their mistakes. You know, I think maybe Disney put some of their budget into this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they got rid of Infinity.
Yeah, you know what? I think while I hate the fact that they're coming out with a new game so soon, I think that there's so much that's, I don't want to say wrong, but feels wrong in Battlefront 1 that like making a new game that is going to fix all this shit is acceptable to me. Now, if it comes out in March, it's almost not acceptable. If it comes out in November, I'm all right with it. I don't
Like,
want them
I just
to
want to
release
be, you know, Inferno, I want to be R2D2.
Yes.
That's all I want to be. It's just R2D2.
Assassin, wouldn't that be cool, like playing as R2 if you had like, you know how they have the ground heroes, right? And they have the space heroes in Rogue,
Yeah.
I mean in Fighter Squadron, is that what it's called? I can't remember the game mode where you're flying around and
Yeah, Fighter Squadron.
all right, wow, I got it. If you had like heroes in the regular game mode, but it was only in planes, like imagine if you went up into your X-Wing and you could be like R2D2 and heal and
I think someone gave them an idea to DICE to have like a droid they could customize and something. I forget who said it, but it was mentioned.
Oh, great. So we're going to have a walk-in trash can, a customized walk-in trash can, not the actual R2D2.
oh, good. Let me see. Oh, Family Dog says, at least they're trying to listen to fans. You can't please everyone all the time. Which I think is a fair point. I think that's a fair point, Family Dogs. I think, like, them making a new game so soon and correcting all the flaws, I think that's admirable. You know...
Couldn't I just ask for Jabba the Hutt, though, and just have him roll over on top of people as a special?
I mean...
That'd be very boring gameplay, watching some slug thing.
Can you imagine if you had Jabba the Hutt as a hero and he had like 1,000,000 health, but you couldn't move because he's such a friggin' sloth that like all you did was sit there and you had like a little blaster, you had like that little lizard guy, but you had 1,000,000 health. Like you literally had 1,000,000 health. It would take like 3 full minutes of everyone blasting on you to kill you. Like that would be sick. I would want to do that.
Just imagine rolling down like the snowy hill as Jabba the Hutt, just rolling over like the whole rebel force.
Yes. I'm imagining it and I'm wanting it.
See?
Yep, I am.
Drop them out of a Y-wing bomber, crush the AT-ATs. There you
They're
go.
on the same side.
So,
Wow. Now we're doing like alternate history. This is what people didn't want Battlefield. Now you want alternate Star Wars history.
well, technically, they don't like the Empire, and so they're on their own side. So.
Okay, all right, fair. Interesting point in the YouTube chat. Evil Earn says they want Battlefield 2 to release alongside Episode 8, and then they'll have Battlefront 3 2 years later to release with Episode 9. You guys subscribe to that? You guys think that's what they're doing here? That's an interesting thought. I didn't think of it.
It's a good hype method, to be honest with you, because it's fresh in people's minds. From a marketing standpoint, and EA getting greedy with this console streaming idea. So I mean, like, yeah, I could see them doing it.
Right. And you know they said they want in Battlefront 2 rather they want to include stuff from the newer movies. So I mean, obviously, you know if they release it with alongside Episode 8, they'll have the stuff from Episode 8 and 7 in that game, and then if they release 3, they'll have stuff from 7, 8, and 9. Like it'll be fresh and people will be digging it. Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think that's a good point, Evil Aaron. +1, 10 points for Evil Aaron. 10 points for Gryffindor. Anything about you don't play Battlefront? Have you ever played Battlefront, Taylor? No.
No. I watched Cameron play it.
The original ones.
No.
She hates Star Wars. She hates Star Wars. We're moving off Star Wars. Did you ever play Titanfall, Taylor?
I did not. I didn't have money or an Xbox One at the time when it came out.
Well,
$5, you can play it right now. EA Access.
there you go. That's true.
Don't have that either. Guys, I have like I don't even have $50 in my bank account right now. I'm poor.
Well,
Too much Nintendo for you, young lady.
you know,
I don't even buy anything on Nintendo. I can't afford it.
That 3DS
All that-
has to go back to the store, young lady.
All that bacon flavored soda.
That's right.
Jeez.
So gross.
But Titanfall 2, right? They're saying it's definitely coming this year. That's kind of big news because they said, it was going to come somewhere between fall and spring of 2017, fall of 2016 to spring 2017. Now they're saying definitely coming in fall of 2016, which is a big deal because, it's going to go head to head with their own franchise, Battlefield 1, EA's own baby that they've obviously put a lot of work into. And it's also going against COD directly in the shooter space. So they're not afraid of competing with those games. So what do you guys think? Assassin, I know you had some thoughts about this. You messaged in the group chat about the Titanfall thing. Do you think this is smart that they aren't afraid of going at their own game as well as against a juggernaut like COD?
I think it goes both ways. I think it's bad because people are going to have to choose if they only have $60 to pick Battlefield 1 or Titanfall. I mean, they're both great games. Well, other Battlefield games are good, and Titanfall 1 was good. So, people are probably not going to buy both at the same time. But then if they release it in spring, maybe not many people will buy it because the holiday's over, blah, blah, blah. And then it's good because then it's going to destroy COD.
Yeah, I think the whole play here is that they don't think it competes with Battlefield. Like, if you're going to buy Battlefield, which you probably everyone is going to buy Battlefield after seeing that trailer and, like, the hype around it and everything and how many likes and how awesome it really looks and it's World War One and so different and blah, blah, blah. But Titanfall is more of a competitor with COD, so I think they're kind of like going for the COD space more than the Battlefield space. I think that's why they're not really too afraid of competing with their own game. They want to kind of push COD out the door, like you're saying, Assassin. Like they want, if you've got that $60, you're gonna buy Titanfall 2, you're gonna buy COD. It's not like you're gonna buy Titanfall 2 or buy Battlefield. She-Wolf in the chat says coming between October and December, so that's definitely in prime holiday territory and definitely in prime COD and Battlefield territory. So, what were you gonna say?
No, I want to go back to the Titanfall thing and just say that if, I didn't like Titanfall 1 to an extent. I mean, the graphics are great, but what really upset me is that they couldn't get the server issue straight on launch day. Like, there was a major mess up with that. And a lot of underground script kiddies and underground DDoSers were, like, mocking EA and Microsoft for that, so it was kind of mad. And the other thing is that they have too many bots. Like, one time I got, like, 30 kills in a match, and it turned out to be all bots. Like, I was really angry about this. So I really want them to limit the bots.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall find out on June 12th when it's revealed at EA Plays event. I guess we may be able to get our hands on it between the 12th and the 14th of that event, or people will, not us, but people. Maybe me if I sign up for it. What?
Speaking of which, I got the email from EA
Yeah.
to be on standby, so I'm going to try to get you in.
Oh, nice. Thank
Because
you.
EA sent me a thing saying that I'm allowed to register, but of course I'm not going to be there.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool. Thanks, man. Taylor, Titanfall, yes, yay or nay?
Well, again, I didn't play the first one. It looked cool.
But the
I couldn't-
idea?
Yeah, again, if I have money, I'll probably try and get it. But it's still stupid that they're trying to come out with Battlefield 1 and then like a month later Titanfall. I don't know why they're trying to compete with themselves. To me, it's like the same thing as COD doing Modern Warfare and Infinity Warfare at the same time, or Infinite Warfare. And they're rushing one game, and so it scares me that they might try and rush Titanfall.
Interesting thought. I think.
Clowns.
Clownz.
I'm sorry.
No,
I was gonna say when it, looking at EA's perspective on this, right? And they're launching whatchamacallit, they're launching Battlefield 1 and then Titanfall. So you're thinking about it, right? Like, why would you do that? Well, the reason why you would do that is because two of your games are going to be at the top of the charts. And who the hell is going to want to buy Call of Duty if they see like these two great games that are way better than Call of Duty? So it's going to push Call of Duty further down the charts, if anything possible. I mean, longevity-wise, people will probably still go back, like Rand said, and buy Call of Duty anyway. But for the short-term meantime, like, EA is going to kill it at the charts.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know. I think Taylor's point is a good one. Like, even though I think that the games are so separate in terms of like their style, I think that, you know, EA is definitely still taking a risk here, releasing both of them and potentially cutting to sales of one of them. But I think like the anticipation for both these games is almost more than the anticipation for COD, or am I just like brainwashed about that? I think everyone's like, oh great, another COD game, like awesome. Like Modern Warfare, yeah, that's cool. Like that made a splash, but like Titanfall 2, everyone's like, oh my god, Titanfall 2, like the mechs are gonna run on the walls and all this crap. Like everyone's kind of anticipating that. So I think like I don't know, I think out of the three, COD's gonna be the loser, but I see what you're saying, Taylor, like they could be potentially, you know, taking some Battlefield 1 players away if they're going to release Titanfall so soon after. Or the other way around, since Battlefield is coming first, like, people are going to buy Battlefield, be like, oh, wow, I love this. Forget getting Titanfall, and then Titanfall is gonna suffer from it.
You also have to see, PS4 didn't have Titanfall 1, so a lot of PS4 players might buy Titanfall 2 because it wasn't on
Yes.
there originally.
Excellent point. Yeah, the multiplat, baby. Hashtag multiplat. Foxfire in the YouTube says, Titanfall is fun, it's all about the gameplay, and Battlefield 1 is about warfare and amazing vehicles. So that's an interesting point. Like, that kind of separates the two games in terms of like their focus. So maybe that's why they're like not too worried about it, because people buy Battlefield to play like objective based gameplay with like all these vehicles going on and realism and all this stuff, and then Titanfall is kind of like a twitch shooter, like I'm gonna hop in a mech and have these epic mech battles and stuff, running on walls, climbing, lots of like verticality. I don't know. I think it's a great move that EA is doing all this awesome stuff. It just they may suffer because they're not spacing it out properly, but I don't know. I'm not an analyst, so I don't know, but I'm going to buy both. Assassin, you buying both Battlefield 1 and Titanfall?
Yeah. I just have to find out to get another $60.
Yeah.
Just push that COD back.
Yeah,
No.
you know what? Forget about the Call of Duty, dude. It's
No.
Are you getting Call of
3
Duty?
games I'm getting. Well,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
technically it's 4.
Yep.
Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare / COD 4, and then Titanfall.
The Infinite Warfare with COD 4 that counts as one game.
Well, I'm counting it as 2 because it's 2 separate downloads.
I'm gonna ask you right now. Are you getting Call of Duty for Xbox or PlayStation 4?
Xbox.
See, now you're a fool, dude. I don't know why you're doing that.
Does play with people who are going to give COD 4 that I know are getting it on the Xbox.
Like who, Joe?
Joe, I believe Fire Monkey might.
Doesn't Joe have it on PlayStation? Or
He
have
doesn't
PlayStation? Oh, he doesn't have it anymore? All right, forget it then. All right, well, I mean, I guess you'll tell me how it is since I'm not getting it.
Yep, I will. Maybe some videos.
Assassin, just for you, I hope that Call of Duty's like DDoS for like a couple months after launch.
I probably will be stuck on the single player and then go back to Battlefield 1.
Right, exactly. So then you're already admitting you're paying $80 and you're just going to go back to Battlefield 1 like really quickly. So what's the point of that?
If they get DDoS or whatever, I mean, I'll be on Battlefield.
Wow.
Or
All right.
Titanfall.
Or Titanfall, yeah. No, Titanfall is going to be huge. I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. All right, last but not least, before we get out of here, Mass Effect Andromeda officially delayed until 2017. So, I mean, there were rumblings about this. There was like leaked documents saying that it was going to be coming out in 2017. I think there was like a release listing of some sort that said it was coming in 2017, and people were like, no way, it's coming in 2016. But it's official. It's 2017. So I don't know if you guys are huge Mass Effect fans. We've never like talked about Mass Effect amongst ourselves, so I don't think you guys are, but maybe one of you will surprise me. You guys fans of Mass Effect at all?
Yes.
Yep.
Really? See, I feel like we haven't talked about this.
Because it really hasn't been in the news. I mean, E3, they had a little thing. I guess they said that they're making it or something. I don't know. And that's really it.
Right. All right. Well, so you guys excited for that? Are you guys upset that it's delayed? I mean, they gave reasons for it being delayed. They want more freedom. You know, it's going to be a lot of, like, the world is going to be extremely expansive. Like, there's going to be totally new stuff in it that hasn't been part of the Mass Effect franchise before. They're going to completely different worlds. It's created like 100% for next gen. No old gen stuff is making its way onto it. It's on Frostbite engine now. So everyone, if you've listened to the show, you know my feeling about Frostbite, that I don't really like it. And I think it doesn't run well on Xbox One, so we may be seeing like a 720p release on Xbox One. It's on Frostbite and probably 900p on PlayStation 4, so take that as you will. But yeah, I mean, the reason they gave kind of seemed like, all right, it's like the Witcher approach, right? They're delaying it to make it better. They don't want to rush it, like Taylor said about, you know, other games that we talked about. Taylor, you know, that was a good point. Don't want to rush the games because then they're just absolute shite. And then, you know, Mass Effect is such a big title that if they rush that, it would be screwed. Like it would get such a bad rep. So, so Assassin or Clownz, since you guys spoke up about liking it, are you guys upset that it's being delayed, or is this good because we're buying so many games in the fall? Or
I'm glad. I mean, mostly because there's so many good games coming out in the fall. But if it makes the game better, delay it for like 6 years. I don't care. Well, not 6 years.
Wow.
Maybe
You're not
two.
even true. Get out of here.
Quite a delay.
You're not a true fan of Assassin.
I
Get out of here.
They need 6 years to make the game like super awesome and big and more awesome, and
that's
6
just
years.
that's
Star
just
Trek Online, all right.
yeah. This just in, Mass Effect delayed until 2023. Could you imagine if they said?
if they do that, they better release Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3
Remastered before, yeah, right, yeah. Clownz.
I mean, it's Mass Effect, so I'm not worried that's delayed to 2017. They know what they're doing. They make great games, and I'm sure they have a valid reason to make sure that there's no bugs, glitches, or hiccups with the way that you choose how the story unfolds. So, I mean, I trust them. They're doing the right thing. They want to make a solid release that hits like 10 across the charts.
Yep.
And it's a good idea.
Taylor, have you ever played a Mass Effect game?
I've not.
Do you know what it's about?
Nope. I'm so out of touch.
Why do?
I am only 18. Remember this.
Oh, okay. Well, that definitely explains it. That explains it. I feel like the Mass Effect crowd is definitely older gamers. Like, I don't see, like, even when I was younger, I was working at a GameStop. Like, I never was working and, like, saw a 13-year-old kid come in and be like, I want Mass Effect. Like, that did not happen, you know what I mean? It was always older gamers, so. Like, give me Mass Effect 2. I want to be Shepard. Like, no one cared.
So that was Assassin. That was Assassin. That was that 13-year-old boy and asking for Mass Effect.
Assassin, you're breaking the mold here, bro. You're proving me wrong. Assassin went in and he still had a deep. His voice was just as deep then as it is now. He walked in, he looked like a little 13-year-old boy, and he was like, "I'll take Mass Effect, please."
No, the day I bought Mass Effect 2 was when Far Cry 3 came out.
Wow, that late?
Mass Effect 2, because I got it for free.
Oh, okay. Well, how did you pull that off?
Because it was after Christmas, they had to buy 2 get 1, so I bought Far Cry 3, Need for Speed, Most Wanted, the remake, worst decision of my life, and got Mass Effect 2 for free.
Nice.
Or no, 3. It was Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3 was the best one, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I love Mass Effect
2
3.
and 3 were good. One was
One I played for like maybe an hour. 2 I did not finish. 3 was good. So I'm excited for this one, but yeah, delay it. Honestly, like so much stuff is coming out this. I wouldn't buy it anyway, probably if it came out in the fall. To be honest with you, with all the money I'm spending, like that would just fall into the abyss for a lot of people. Like with all these other big things coming out. So yeah. Taylor, nothing on Mass Effect?
No. Don't know anything about the series.
You gotta check it out, girl. You gotta check it out.
I probably will, because it has looked interesting. I just have never been able to buy it.
You can play as a female. Like, you can pick Shepard as a female. That's what I did. Yay! Linkle, right? Linkle
my
from a
God.
couple weeks ago.
It might be coming to the EA Access Vault soon, so there you go. Titanfall and Mass Effect in one package.
That's true.
Woody
I just
wants...
need money.
Right. There you go. And you just bought a car, so... After you buy
That's
a car... Yeah, after you buy a car, you're kind of like broke. You feel like broke as hell. I agree. Woody says, hopes Mass Effect gameplay is shown at E3. They're not going to be showing like anything at E3 for EA. It's going to be at their EA Play event, and I don't know if they're going to show Mass Effect stuff. They confirmed they're going to show Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1. I don't think they said they were going to show it off at I don't know if they said they're going to show off gameplay. They're going to show off something, but not gameplay. But they did confirm gameplay of Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1. So yeah. Other than that, what did I miss, Assassin? I mean, I missed a good amount of things, but stuff that's like...
I don't even remember. Oh, Star Wars Battlefront, the DLC is free to play this weekend.
Yes, check out the Outer Rim DLC. That's free to play. That one's actually good. Yeah, that one's actually good. Other news, yeah, that Star Trek MMORPG is coming free to play to Xbox One and PS4. Not a huge Star Trek fan, but
What?
I guess that's going to be a big deal. Question mark. Is that going to be a big deal, Assassin?
I heard it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I didn't think... yeah, isn't it already out in PC?
Yeah, I think it's been out for like 5 years or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I'm good with that. People, is this like the new thing now? Like MMORPGs that have been out for like a few years are all of a sudden going to come to console? Like, is that a thing?
I hope the Star Wars The Old Republic or whatever comes to consoles.
Yeah, that'll be like the only one that isn't. Like that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, other than that, I think we are done. Right? I think, yeah. So yeah, find us on Twitter and Facebook. If you're not already following us or liking us, please do go and do that because we would love you forever. Twitter is 4GwQPodcast. Facebook is 4GwQuarters, so just search us there. You may be watching on YouTube. If you're not, you can watch the past episodes as well as our live broadcasts every week. Thursday, probably around like 6 p.m. Eastern every week. 4GwQuarters is our YouTube handle, if you will, YouTube channel. Twitch as well. We live broadcast on there. 4GwQuarters is our Twitch. Go follow us on there. That'd be great. Sub to us on YouTube as well. Our website, 4GwQuarters.com. We got some new reviews up on there, and we're going to have some new opinion pieces. I think we're going to start writing a lot more opinion pieces. Right, Clownz? Isn't that like the kind of thing we want to start moving towards, is opinion stuff? Not necessarily just all reviews, but...
Yeah, because, I mean, I got to hand it to you. Your Project Cars opinion piece was definitely on point.
Yeah, we gotta do more opinion pieces. Assassin, you got to write some opinion pieces, bro. Just anything. Like peanut butter and jelly sandwich on my... Do I like eating a PB&J while I play Xbox or buffalo wings? And the obvious choice is PB&J because you don't want to get your hands dirty.
I don't like PB&Js.
Or the Ask Sassy on Twitter. You can pull out one of those Spanish Ask Sassies and see what they're saying.
Right. Exactly. Individually, you can get to us by our channels underneath our pictures. So yeah, go follow Taylor since she's new to the podcast and you guys probably aren't following her. Go follow her. She's been posting a lot of stuff about doggy doors or something. What were you posting about, like a cat getting out or something? Like
No, it was my niece. She just crawled out the doggy door.
your niece did? Wow.
She's like 2. She crawled out her doggy door. She took a cupcake out there.
I thought that was a dog or like a cat. I thought you were talking about your animal. I was like, why is she writing this like in caps? Like this is like something weird. You know what I mean?
No, it was my 2-year-old niece.
Wow. So yeah, Taylor has probably the most like off-base tweets of all of us. So definitely go follow her for some entertainment. I definitely laughed out loud when I saw that. Yeah, but just definitely hit us up on on Twitter or on Xbox. Our gamer tags are there, so hit us up. And maybe we'll put Taylor's like Wii U player ID. Do you ever play Wii U really?
Not really.
Yeah, okay, forget it then. We're not doing that. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of the show. See you guys next week. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Assassin, put a light on next show. Jesus.
Sorry, it got darker than I thought it would.
You're out of control. All right, see you guys later.